Howdy, Ken. Episode 7, and we were back with a doozy today. Marketing or manipulation? First, let's start with your definition of this word manipulation.
The word manipulation to me means that you're using tactics or strategies to guide people down a path that they don't want to be down. That you're using nefarious techniques.
Nefarious.
To convince them or to get them to do a certain type of action. That to me is manipulation. I look at it from a darker side.
Right. Now that you've used the $10 word nefarious, I'm going to use unscrupulous.
I love it.
And the simple matter of the fact is manipulation has a negative connotation. $10 word. A negative connotation when you use the word manipulation. You manipulate your way through life. You manipulate your way through situations. Marketing is manipulation because the simple definition of the word manipulation doesn't mean that you're being nefarious, as you said. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're doing it for any other reason other than to help people figure out what the best path is for them mm-hmm. to get to the solution that they're trying to get to, which is marketing in the simplest form. When you are marketing something, you're creating content, you are creating a message for a target market, and then you use a specific media, so video or the written word or television, radio, whatever, the media that you choose to address that market with that target message, that is manipulation, but not for anything that's nefarious, not for anything other than getting people the help they need, solving mm-hmm. their problems.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, I mean, I looked it up. It's basically alignment, right? You're trying to get aligned or get that person aligned with their need with the product. And by utilizing marketing, for instance, we use YouTube as a way to do that. 30-minute marketing. And Ken Furukawa Marketing. I'm trying to point, but I'm
for the podcasters out there. Ken was trying to point right or left, but I don't know. I think we're on opposite sides.
Yeah. So like no matter which way I point, it's going to be the wrong way.
It's like that T-shirt. I'm with stupid.
Yeah.
And for you podcasters, I was pointing both ways.
Both ways.
You cover all your bases when you're out with your buddies.
Might as well, as long as it's not pointing at you, right? So
pointing up at you.
Yeah. And so we use YouTube to really connect with people and connect them with what they're trying to accomplish. And I think for me, it's that alignment is what I'm trying to do. Because I was thinking about this the other day, that there's so many different marketing strategies out there. There's no real one way to do it. And I think that's the reason why there's so many different types of strategies out there. I think it's what works for you. And for us is getting the message out there about how we market and finding those people and attracting those people who are aligned with our core message of building a business. That to me is the best form of marketing. It's the simple alignment approach.
Yeah. Right. I mean, align with your values, your ethos. Yeah. So it goes back to your message. And we talked about this in a podcast the last time we were here talking with each other about using fake scarcity when we were talking about the freemium model. And then we were talking about free trials, how free trials sort of put that pressure on you.
Yeah.
I think in marketing, that could be the manipulation side of marketing. But the problem is the word manipulation and the negative connotation, the bad, dark side of manipulation is really when you look at it from psychology. which there is a lot of psychology. And it's one of the things that attracts me. And I know you said this too. You're interested in what makes people tick, what makes people think, and what makes them think when they're in a buying mode to solve that problem. And that's the beauty of it, right? So, but like you said earlier, I looked this one up, and this definition is inside of psychology from time.com, how to tell if someone is manipulating you. So this is perfect, right? In marketing, especially, and we talked about this in future episodes, we talk about the make money online space, specifically the dark corner and the marketplace and the reviews that we do.
Right.
And everyone would know that from 30-Minute Marketing and Ken Furukawa. You look at our reviews, we look at that product, and is the product being misleading, which in that case, misleading and manipulation go hand in hand. But anyway, how to tell if someone is manipulating you. This is the thing that you should have top of mind when you're evaluating a product, either as a buyer or as an affiliate, a seller. When you're evaluating the product and evaluating the sales page, how to tell if someone is manipulating you. Manipulation is an emotionally unhealthy psychological strategy used by people who are incapable of asking for what they want and need. So if somebody wants you to buy a product, their product, if they're incapable of just telling you what they want, hey, I want you to buy this product because this is what it'll do for you, and just leaving it at that. So that's when marketing heads into the world of manipulation, because then they're going to move into using marketing tactics. And I'm doing those air quotes again for you podcasters.
Air quotes.
Marketing around air quotes tactics. And you get into timers and the fact that it's under a launch, you're getting a special price. The manipulation comes into when you take those marketing tactics and you do it in a fake or false way. Timer's not real. The price never goes up, or the coupon that pops up is always valid, or they said they're only going to sell 100 copies, but they've already sold 10,000 of them.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, and with my definition of manipulation, it has a lot to do. The manipulation piece, that my definition comes from the experiences that I've had evaluating these kinds of products. Because, you know, if you're trying to build that alignment with the customer, if your product is good and your product is going to do what it says it's going to do, then the alignment is clear. The value is there, the features are there, the benefits are there for the customer. They're going to buy. When you have to start manipulating them by using fake countdown timers, when the copy is obviously misleading about making money at the push of a button in 15 seconds, that part to me is just well, you know how we feel. And you know what, I don't want to say the kinds of words that I want to say, but it just that's the manipulation part of it that I don't really appreciate. I know you don't appreciate it either too. And that to me just kind of gives our part of the world a really bad name.
But I think it's across every industry. I think we're we have an exposed nerve because we see it all the time. And we also deal with people that are trying to learn how to make money online, and we teach them, or we help guide them
right
in the right direction. And typically they've been burnt, so to speak, by these types of things. But at its core, if you look at, say, copywriting and using copywriting, good copywriting is taking the features of a product and using manipulation and turning them into benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't buy features, they buy benefits.
Mm-hmm.
People don't buy, a big block motor because it's big block and it's strong and heavy. They buy it because of the horsepower it puts out in the car.
Yeah.
They don't buy the diet pill for, the feature that it's easy to swallow, I guess. I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah.
But they buy it for the benefit that they're going to lose weight instantly.
Yeah.
So part of that in marketing is using that tactic. So if you take a feature and you turn it into a benefit, like enlisted in bullet form or just writing out a paragraph and telling people what the product is going to do for them. As long as you deliver when you get inside, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you deliver, it's like being a parent and trying to get your kids to eat healthy food. You can try to get them to eat broccoli all day, but they're not going to eat it. Then there's concept like of chocolate broccoli. If you slathered it in chocolate, or like if you're a pet lover and you stick your dog's pill in a hot dog, unless of course you have a vegan dog, and I don't know, I guess you stick it in a piece of broccoli.
Well, and I think vegan dog, we're going to have an episode about vegan dog, by the way.
Thank you, Miles Beckler, by the way.
Shout out to Miles. To me, the marketing piece is like you're selling the features, you're selling transformation, right? It's transformation. Mm-hmm. And it's really trying to create that desire, some kind of missing piece that sometimes people don't even know they want. I mean, when you're writing, when you have good copywriting, you're taking people on that journey, that's what you're doing. You're trying to uncover and create that transformation or have that transformation presented before them, that to create that unknown desire as to what they're looking for in that transformation, if that makes any sense. But yeah, good copywriting plays a big role in that. And copywriting is that's key. I mean, it can be so persuasive. It's interesting because when I look at these sales pages versus when I was first starting off, it's night and day now. I look at it and I see clearly what they're trying to sell me, that transformation. Yet when I go into product, for the most part, the products fall way short, especially when we're doing these reviews that we don't endorse any of the products, or we think the products aren't good at all. When we go inside, that's where we see these kinds of things. That's the reason why we like doing these reviews, is because we want to show people that what you see sometimes is not necessarily what you get. And the stark difference between looking at a sales page of a product that we're evaluating versus, let's say, a get response type of page, when you land on their page, it is just night and day. It is so night and day. You can just look at it and you're like, wow, this page, there's just something different about it. It looks kind of vanilla to me, but it works.
It takes you to the word manipulation and the fact of it's tricking you into something, because you can't really get people to do, like, for example, hypnotists, right? They say that they can't really make anybody do anything that they really don't want to do. If they don't want to be silly and click around like a chicken on stage, they say that they can't really turn them into it, or like a Tony Robbins and NLP, what is it? NLP?
Neuralistic programming?
Yeah, that one. He studied that for a short time, apparently. Not long enough to get a certificate or something. He didn't. He started practicing it and he got kicked out of the program or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of his thing, is engaging people and convincing them that it's okay to do something. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So, but lying on a sales page and then not delivering, right, it's not a marketing tactic. It's just sleazy. It's manipulation. It's tricking people. Mm-hmm. But you're doing that specifically inside of those products that we're talking about, the ones that we review that you can see over on 30-Minute Marketing and Ken Furukawa Marketing. We're targeting that same audience that those marketers, and I use that term loosely, are targeting as well, because they're doing what they've been told based upon what works, selling to a specific market, a hungry market, a starving crowd, if you will, which Gary Halbert wrote about many times, and he included it in the Boron Letters. If you've ever read that, if you haven't, exceptional book, you should read it. Whether or not you agree with who Gary Halbert was and his tactics, you can't take away from it his ability to figure out what a market wanted and how to write copy for it, and then how to sell a product. Because he wrote the Boron Letters, he was in prison. Mm-hmm. So, for mail fraud, basically. Whether or not, you look at that story and you go, was he guilty or not? It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
You're focused on what he was able to do, and to do that ethically. So he asked a group of students, what is the thing you're looking for if you're going to open a hamburger stand? So, Ken, what are you looking for if you're opening a hamburger stand?
Hungry customers.
Starving crowd.
Yeah, starving crowds. People who want to eat your what you're going to be selling.
Of course, you want to deliver a quality product, but it's not the thing that makes or breaks the store. It's not the thing that makes or breaks the product or the selling of the product. Now, long term, it can, if it's important to the crowd. Domino's is always used for this because Domino's found a way to target a crowd, and they used in their message, without manipulating, pizza fast delivery, 30 minutes or less.
30 minutes or less.
There was never a mention of quality. There was never a mention that it would be hot when it got to you. There was never a mention that originally when they started it, right? Maybe they changed it later on, but it was getting there to you quick, fast, and in a hurry. And they were targeting college students that were typically hungry for whatever reason. They wanted pizza. They wanted a lot of it, and they wanted it fast. So the expectations when you ordered Domino's at that point was that it would get there quick, fast, and in a hurry. Nothing else was expected. So if you buy a particular product and your marketing angle is that it's just going to get there to in a hurry, but it's not going to deliver anything else, no substance, it's not going to be hot, that's okay. But when you throw manipulation in there and you start tricking people by using a sales page, it says something like 3 steps, click this link, buy it, open up the members area, click here, start getting traffic in 60 seconds. It takes longer than 60 seconds to figure out where to click the button to get the traffic.
Yeah.
That's manipulation in its worst form. It's a straight up lie.
Yeah. And when you think about it, it's and I thought about this because when I see that kind of a business model, you see people buying these products and we see it all the time. We see the leaderboards on some of these platforms, and I look at it and I think, gosh, is it the best way to build a long-term business to constantly be doing things like that? Because while there are always going to be new people coming in and trying their hand at building an online business, at what point do you realize to yourself that, hey, you know what? This doesn't make sense. Why am I doing this? Why am I constantly having to manipulate people? Why can't I just put out a really good product and people buy it because it's a good product? And I think that balance between getting it fast versus trying to earn that sale through providing value, I think it's just such a wide, like a chasm that you have to kind of cross to me.
Yeah, so there's something to be said for that in any market. So, for example, Domino's, fast, quick, and in a hurry, get your pizza, but you're not really worried about the taste for the most part. You know what you're getting versus, a custom shop that, cooks it in a brick oven, takes literally 30 minutes to get your pizza, but you're going for the taste and you're going to eat a couple slices, right? And then you're anticipating putting it in the box and heating it up tomorrow, right? That kind of thing. And then you're going to come back again, versus if you need pizza, but Domino's is closed, right? You just go on to the next one. So that brings into me the aspect of what you're talking about to really relate it to the products that we review and this mechanism of blind copy, not knowing what's inside the product.
Yeah.
At this case, you could kind of say, okay, you can let the marketer off the hook because his marketing angle and the manipulation he's using is it's a surprise. So it's like going to a store, because my youngest son likes to buy those little eggs that you can't see inside.
Yeah.
And it has like the squishies and stuff.
Yeah.
He's got 13 of the same squishy.
Yeah.
But it's that expectation Is he let down? Yeah, but it says right there on the thing, and going into it what you're getting into.
Yeah.
But a problem with that is in our industry, in the make money online industry, when you use blind copy and you use blind copy in a manner that manipulates it because you say it's a never released strategy or never before seen or heard of.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't deliver on that when you open it up because it's sharing it's a traffic solution never heard of. And then they have a social share button to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
That's manipulation.
Yeah.
But if you have blind copy and your blind copy is literally, a strategy you never heard of, and then it's literally something that you've never heard of, then that's okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, it is never heard of. And unfortunately, when we look at those products, never seen before, secret hack. I mean, it's all the same. And I just find it interesting because the same sort of angle, same sort of copy, it's just tweaked a little bit here or there, and it's rolled out on a regular basis. It just amazes me that people don't get that. They don't see, but part of it is because there's so many people coming in, trying their hand, and people coming in.
They're new people, yeah.
Yeah, they're hopping into that pond, right, of filled with piranhas.
And some people just want to get that rush. And we talked about this before, right? Just the buyers, the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Basically like being drug addicts. And they know that they're going to show up and they're just going to get excited to read the sales page. And they're like, man, that's good copy. And it's like, well, yeah, it may be good copy because it's a good story. It's, it's the beginning of the story. It's rising to the climax. And then it's a cliffhanger. And the only way to finish that story is to buy the product. And if that's what you want and that's all you're getting out of it and you have the money to lose and you use it for entertainment, which a lot of this is.
Yeah.
I mean, just like in any other market, a lot of markets, you buy books, you go to movies, you are into health and fitness because you're just part of the club. You don't have any real health problem that you're relying on purchasing this product to fix this health problem. You know what I mean? It's just it would just be a nice to have to drop a couple pounds or work on your your rest of your abs or whatever to get ready for summer, something like that. Yeah. But then you run into the people that get caught up in that actually have health problems or in our market that are desperate to find a solution to make money because like we talked about in future episodes, they're sending us emails going, I just need to pay my rent.
Yeah.
What can I do to make some quick money online? Well, there is nothing that you can do, but they see that sales page and they're manipulated into thinking that the secret's inside, and specifically manipulated because they see a screenshot of money. And the only thing that protects the vendor that created that sales page is they have a small down at the bottom, a little tiny disclaimer that says this is for entertainment purposes only. People that buy this stuff never make any money. These results aren't typical, and they get off scot-free just by having that little disclaimer.
Yeah. And that's the whole reason why we have this affiliate files, is to help educate you on the real truth about making money online. And it's sad. I always think about that, about the people who are out there who are desperate to make money in a very fast amount of time, and they don't have their wits about them, and all they do, like you said, is they get caught up in that moment, and they think this is the solution to all of their problems, and they click that buy button, and it's unfortunate to see.
And I'm not gonna be all CoffeeZilla on you here on the affiliate files.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna harp on the gurus and the scams and all online training is a ripoff because everything's for free on the internet. Of course, everything's for free on the internet. You don't need to buy a course. You buy the course for the structure or guidance, to ask that question versus going to Google and getting misinformation or just being led down a separate path. But here on the affiliate files and the products that me and Ken promote, For example, if you get inside the Taking Action Online community, you're never going to hear anybody that's a trusted resource in there tell you to put a product on your credit card if it's the last $100 you have between you and starvation. I'm never going to tell you to go buy a product. I'm going to tell you to go get a job. Yeah. Go find somebody to pay you. Sell something that you have that's worth something. Go mow somebody's lawn. Do something in exchange for the money that you need, because affiliate marketing is not going to make you money tomorrow if you've never done it ever in your life. Or if you tried it once as a side hustle and you see a product and that product guarantees that you're going to make $100 when you purchase the product, that is manipulation.
That is manipulation, right? Yeah. And I think that's the key, is that people just need to realize that you know, it takes work. You're gonna have to put in the work. There's no way around it. the object can be as shiny as it can be, but as soon as you take it home and you unwrap it, that's when the real work happens. And I think people, you know, who come in, and that's the hard part, right? Too, is people are trusting. People, for the most part, people want to believe. We want to believe,
of course,
and you know, it's that unfortunate rite of passage, I call it sometimes, that people have to go through in order to understand how it works, and that it is a real business, that you have to take it seriously. That's the part that I think people don't want to realize, they don't want to accept it because of just the whole manipulation part of it. It's just so easy to look at something and go, oh, wow, gosh, 30 seconds. I'm going to be getting $100 a day. Yeah. Sure thing.
Even back to, you know, big time authors and books that we talked about here before, you know, the 4-Hour Work Week, you know, the title is manipulative in the fact that it's not telling the whole story, but it's a title. It's a headline. Mm-hmm. The whole purpose of that title is to get you to buy the book and read it, and to open up the world of possibilities of creating something and then only working 4 hours a week after you laid the foundation.
Yes. And the viewers, after you've laid the foundation.
The truth is after you laid the foundation, but that doesn't sell. You know, the title isn't read this book to lay a foundation of 4 years of hard work and sweat and tears to get to a 4-hour work week. Yeah. Ain't nobody buying that book.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few people that would buy it because they'd be like, yeah, finally somebody told me the truth. And to be quite honest about it, that's the people we're looking for. The people that would buy that book.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we want to tell you guys that is the truth, that it does take a lot of hard work, and, you know, you have to put in that. You have to be ready to do that. Once you're mentally ready to accept that, that's when that whole world of possibilities open up. It's nice to see the possibilities. It's nice to learn some of the tactics that are out there and some of the strategies. And if that's the case, that's fine. However, you still have to do the work. It's just because the strategy is there. We talk about it, right? Sometimes people buy books, and just because they buy the book, they feel like they know everything about it. Unlike the professor who actually buys these books and reads all of them. He'll dig into that bookcase behind him, and he'll pull out the book, and he'll turn to the exact page and tell you where it is. So he reads the stuff, folks.
And the simple truth of the matter is that me and Ken are marketers, and we have products to sell. So yeah, we use headlines to get you to read the next headline, to get you to read a paragraph. So you may see me post on my Facebook profile, I made $500 while I was at the movies last night. Because it's true. Mm-hmm. I did make $500 while I was at the movie. Matter of fact, this Friday, I went to the movies with my wife. While I was watching a movie, I made $500. But, you know, I spent 2 days setting up that campaign to promote a product.
And years of developing relationships and building your brand. That's the key. It did take him 2 days to set up the campaign, but it took him a while to get to that point where people know, like, and trust him. And that is important to understand.
That's the truth. And it takes a while to unpack the truth. And that's not really what we're talking about, because a sales page isn't going to unpack the truth, because it would be too long and too boring, and nobody would buy the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what market you're in. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, you live in the real world, just like me and Ken live in the real world. We're here to tell you the truth about affiliate marketing. And part of that truth is there is some gray area. There is some manipulation in marketing, but that doesn't mean it has to be bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you guys ever have any questions or you have comments, drop them down below. If you're on the YouTube channel, we'd love to hear from you, even on the podcast. How are they going to reach us on the podcast?
Come to the YouTube channel and leave a comment.
I guess so. Yeah, that's probably.
Or you can go to the affiliatefiles.com, and I don't know yet. You could, depending on if the comments there get out of hand with spam, or we'll have an email address, or there'll be a link there that'll take you over and you can join the community. And when you join the community, you don't have to sit around and wait for us to get back to your comment. You got everybody in the community that can help you out with your questions.
Yeah. I love it.
I love it too. I love marketing. Oh, I think somebody already owns that podcast.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah.
I'm
sure they do.
Pretty sure they do. So, but I'm not gonna erase that because I do love marketing. And with that, we're gonna wrap this one up because seriously, marketing or manipulation, they're words that have definitions. Words have meaning, but words can be taken out of context and things can be used in a manner that is nefarious or unscrupulous. And other tendency words that he likes to use, and him being Ken Furukawa, and I'm Gary Baker. And with that, we'll talk to you later. Bye.